This looks like a fucking chocolate chip cookie.
What is up, Robot Wars, BattleBots, and BuggleBots fans alike? Hardcore Kid here with another episode of the Hardcore Podcast. Just wanted to wish a happy Memorial Day to everyone. And for this occasion, we're going to be reviewing the International Championship, featuring robots from the US, the UK, and that's about it.
It's war. Just call it the War of Independence.
Yeah, and since it is Memorial Day, it makes sense to review it on this particular day. So, and joining me for this episode, we have Otaku Nate.
Tornado cheated.
General Chomp Salah cheated. And since this is a US-UK special, we have a UK guy. Introduce yourself, UK guy.
Hello, my name's Sean, or thedominusignis on YouTube, and now I see why I've been invited onto this. Is this to pay for the sins of the anti-crusher device?
Nah, I never held anything against the tornado cage. Like, I thought it was a little silly, but if the judges allowed it, then let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, we'll get to the tornado cage in a bit, but yeah, we're gonna be.
I can't wait. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I cannot wait for the comments on this one.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh
Hey.
Lord, thank you for blessing us today with this dumpster fire.
Bring us the comments. Drink it all in, man.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so the International Championship, this is the penultimate episode of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors, and I'll say this, it's a much better episode than the tag team.
Oh, well, this one I can actually remember what happened. And I'm not completely tired. I slept in because I didn't have to work today.
I got
But I have to work tomorrow.
I got no sleep last night, so this is perfect for me. Then
And I got no sleep this weekend. I was out partying with my brother for his graduation.
Nice. Just like the past episodes, we'll go through each robot and their performance. And at long last, how long have we been doing this podcast? 2 years now? 3 years now?
3.
3. We finally get to talk about one of the most controversial boxes on wheels in Robot Wars, Tornado.
From Huntington, Tornado, modular robot.
Yep, Tornado, they're now utilizing their interchangeable weaponry sort, and we got to see 3 weapons from them in this episode. We saw the disc, we saw the scoop, and of course, we saw the first appearance of the infamous anti-crusher cage.
I'm just gonna say straight up that I've always been a Tornado fan. I always love pushy box robots that are quick and can absolutely dominate their opponent. And that's pretty much what Tornado is. I love its fights. You never get 2 Tornado fights that are exactly the same. Some of its wins may have been a little fluky. Cough, Dominator 2, cough.
Yeah, like a Tornado, it's a strong machine, but just like Razor, I always await the moment when there's someone able to beat it. And like I'm watching Extreme, and I'm waiting, and eventually it kind of broke down against King Bee and Steel Avenger. Okay, and then Razor finally comes along and beats it, and thus that begins the big Razor Tornado rivalry. And after a couple losses to Razor, the Tornado guys realized, yeah, we got to build something to finally combat that Crusher.
Let's save that for when we actually see it.
Yes, and
When it comes to waiting to see who can beat a robot, all I can say is don't review robo games, because once you get to Original Sin, you'll be waiting and waiting.
We won't be reviewing a robo games.
Oh, I know, but I'm just imagining it, because the only thing that beat Original Sin in the end was the cancellation of robo games.
Original Sin. Low blow.
Oh.
Well,
gonna kill you for that one.
God.
Well, Original Sin is back as free shipping, so we'll see how it does in.
Oh
games.
yes.
Yeah, Tornado, I will say it's a powerful bot, and you know what? If they didn't put the cage around it for the Razor match, it would have been another boring Razor grabby pick-uppy match. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
I think the fights are more Tornado's fights with Razor were more exciting when it had the cage.
exactly.
And that's why I'll always defend it. It gave us more interesting and exciting battles.
Yes.
Yeah, and to back Nate up, I'll also say, I do like Storm 2, Tornado, Original Sin. I love a good rammer robot, and Tornado, at least back in the day, was definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah, that's true.
High end of the spectrum, it's Tornado, Storm 2. I'd even say Killer B from BattleBots, the old BattleBots.
Yeah, and
On the
True, yeah.
and like
low end, it's like close enough and Brim.
close enough. I'm gonna build you a close enough. It's just gonna be a big brick with that teeth sticking out. Yeah, but Tornado, I think it definitely deserved all its wins. I should feel salty because the UK beat the US again, but then again, I'm not all that big a fan of the US runner-up of this episode, and that's General Chomp Salah 2.
General Chomp Salah, biter bot.
People love to give Tornado flack because they were quote-unquote cheated. Meanwhile, General Chomp Salah 2, this team is infamous for their Robotica Labyrinth run, where they grabbed onto Buzz Bomb and used it as a glass breaker the entire time. Like, how is that fair?
Exactly.
Like...
That and they pretty much grabbed onto a brawler for much longer than the allotted time.
Nah.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Exactly. Well, like General Chomp Salah 2, I won't say they didn't do any cheating in this episode. They beat Brawler fairly swiftly. The Manta match, they had a little bit of trouble until Manta derped, and then they probably
My batteries.
And they probably could. There was a good chance where they could have beaten Tornado, but they just weren't fast enough to grab onto it, and then Tornado just pushed it around, and that was it for him. How ironic that General comes runner-up in the first War of Independence, and then it comes runner-up in this particular, quote, War of Independence.
It's not so much a legacy of failure, it's just the bad luck of the draw. In the first Extreme Warriors, it faced the one robot that it just couldn't get a hold of, and you had to deal...
It was actually putting up a good fight against Pussycat, and most of the damage, I think, was cosmetic. But, Pussycat's, a very tough bot to grab hold of. And
you're not gonna outdrive the late, great David Gribble. May God rest his soul.
That's true. And, Tornado, it just got outpushed.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you think of General Chomp Salah?
I think it's design-wise, it's clearly a very unique type of robot. I love the whole thing of just the biting jaws, which I can't remember many robots that do an actual mouth for grabbing outside of Bucky the robot, and General Chomp Salah obviously has had a bit more success there. Like, if I was to look at it and not know its win-loss record, I'd have assumed this thing would have lost straight away.
Nope, it's Tim Berghofer, he's a really good driver. He knows how to control his bot, and when you have, would you classify this as an Axel bot? I don't know.
Not really.
No. But when you have a bot that just, flings itself over, you gotta make sure you control it well, just get the jaws around it. It's got a good track record behind it.
And it's got one thing, also, one thing that, funnily enough, helped out immensely was when Manta gouged the eye out and got the weapon stuck.
Entanglement! Manta cheated!
Oh my goodness!
Oh no! So many cheaters! This is a whole episode full of cheaters! What to do?
That's it. We're giving the victory to Brawler, which I have to say one thing real quick. The Robot Wars wiki says Brawler's weakness is exposed tires, and I'm like, how is it exposed?
I don't know. You can get an axe in there, maybe.
They really didn't give a shit about the stat boards when it came to the Extreme Warriors stat boards, as we saw in the last episode.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, like General Chomp Salah, a decent performance, but only a brick wall could stop them. Its name was Tornado. And so we'll move on to the second round finishers, including, oh my god, it's Razor!
Razor. Crusher.
And I do find it funny how in the Series 6 Grand Final, Vinny Blood mentions how we haven't lost since Pussycat in Extreme. It's like they're pretending their loss in this championship never happened. like I counted up all their wins from the Pussycat match up until the Tornado match in Series 6, and they're including the Cat 3 match. I did the counting up. They're definitely including the Cat 3 match. So there's a little bit of kayfabe breaking there, Vinny. I don't know. Not many people watched this episode. In fact, it took, 13 years until I finally was able to get a hold of it, and people are like, "Oh, this match." So, yeah.
Yeah.
But Razor, like I know a lot of the Razor fanboys were excited to see some lost Razor matches, and they got them. And like the Cat 3 match was the most Razor match you could ever see. But I will say this, like as far as the editing goes in the episode,
my god,
if you like watching that Tornado match, it really looked like Razor had won the match.
Oh god, yeah. Like when I saw that match, I was thinking, okay, well, Razor's clearly going through to the grand. Like I was thinking, okay, yeah, surprise, surprise, Razor's going through to the grand final. They managed to actually grab a hold of Tornado at one point. Wait, Tornado won? What? Whoa, what?
I gotta say, it's impressive because this was before they had the anti-crusher adapter claw thingy. But they still managed to hold up against Razor, just like bite into it, be able to.
I feel that they did a lot better without it.
Yeah, that's weird. But I think with at least with the hook, they can still use the claw. Like it's just kind of like a little thing they stick into the nostril. But it was a good match, but yeah, there's like every time there's a confrontation between these two in this cage, there's going to be controversy, and there definitely was controversy this time.
Oh god, definitely. Like especially with the way, like you said, how it was edited. I was thinking because like if I thought that Razor had won, I can only imagine what everyone else who saw the episode at the time thought. And the booing that they added in didn't help. Like Team Tornado seems sick of having to explain the anti-crusher cage.
Oh.
Yeah.
7 year. What is it, like 16, 17 years later, and there's still plenty of salt in that mine.
I actually felt bad for them, when that happened, because it was like. Because you could just tell they were trying to be polite, but at the same time they were just thinking, "Oh, fuck off! We've been through this."
Yeah, but like Sean, what do you think of Razor in general?
I am probably a big Razor fanboy. I'll admit that. I'm glad Tornado won this fight. Like it clearly went out of its way to prepare for Razor, and despite what people think of it, that anti-crusher mechanism, was well within the rules. I was impressed that Razor did manage to get a grab on Tornado, which was a better grab than that little hook they did at the grand final.
Or that big tusk they had in the European Championship.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Which, again, Razor spent the entire match just sitting there immobilized, holding up their robot. Cheaters! 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 Cheaters!
Razor, lifter!
Yeah. The story for Razor, the match's quality, like, I did enjoy watching it crush and lift bots when I was little, but then looking back on it, yeah, the matches are kind of boring when it's just Razor holding you there the entire time. And And like the story with Tornado and Bite Force, I was always waiting for somebody to eventually beat it, and eventually Tornado came along with this giant fuck off cage and finally broke the record. So
I've just remembered something. I remember after they had their match with like Cat 3, I remember like the team was asked, "Oh, you were a bit like you were a bit nice to Cat 3." I was thinking, what? They were piercing the robot. Were you what? He's merciless. Like, just there's nothing left. There's just dust.
It kind of looked like they were kind of being gentle with the Crusher.
Yeah, they were protecting Cat 3's business.
Although from what I understand, they were able to get Cat 3's batteries. So
we'll talk about that when we get to the fight.
They spayed and neutered Cat 3.
Yeah, well, you know how Razor is with cats.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll move on to the other second round finisher, and it's the Civil War champion, Manta.
Manta. Stingray.
Like, Manta is a really cool bot, but it just can't go a full match without the batteries dying on it.
This is why you have to adjust for wherever you're fighting. If the rules are different, well, yes. Actually, I feel that that's more the fault of the producers. They're thinking like, hey, maybe these American robots aren't used to competing for 5 minutes as opposed to 3. Maybe we should shorten their matches or something. Nah, forget about it.
Yeah. Manta, it's really good to see the blade actually work and cause damage. They took some nice chunks out of Joker. They got some bites in on Chomp Salah and was able to take out the eye, but all that happened was Chomp Salah just rammed it into the wall, and I don't know if it was the batteries or the drive, but it just kind of spent the remainder of the match just kind of limping, like a drunk guy after a Memorial Day party. Sean, what do you think of Manta?
I think Manta is quite a cool robot. Like when I very first saw it, and I remember watching it in this episode. And when I saw the weapon spin up and hit something, at first I was a little worried because when it hit, it like stopped temporarily and they back up to let it spin up again. And normally when I see that happen in fights, that's normally the sign that like that spinner's about to get dogpiled. But thankfully, Manta, with that spinner being as small as it is, being a fairly small spinner, was able to get it up really quickly. And it's a fairly damaging one at that, to be honest. So
it's effective when it works.
Yeah, I expected them to be like. I remember even at the beginning of the episode, my prediction for who would like fight who in the final was going to be Razor and Manta. But nope, I was wrong on both counts.
I really would have loved to see a final be Manta versus Tornado. I mean, I'm sure Tornado would have won because Manta's was outpushed by Rocky Bot Boa, and if you can be outpushed by a brick, what luck do you have against Tornado?
And Manta's a 6-wheeler.
I would like to see that purely because if Tornado went with like their little spinning disc setup, I would love to see them just go weapon on weapon, watch Tornado, get bucked up slightly before Tornado goes in for some pushing. Like, that could be an actually really good match between the two.
Though if I was Tornado and I was fighting Manta, I'd put the scoop on.
Oh, I know, but I like to picture what would be entertaining for me rather than actually good as a way to win.
Yeah. And I just realized this. 3 of the 4 second semifinals in this episode were the World Championship semifinals too.
Oh my god! Do you think that they've just secretly re-edited the same fight and they hope no one notices?
Yeah, and if
well, that's a good bit of kayfabe there if they did.
The only difference is General Chomp Salah replaced Drillzilla because shufflers are against the rules now. Overweight, yo. I don't know.
I would have preferred it if they put Cyclone in there.
Well, Cyclone won the Annihilator, but yeah.
Oh my god,
would have been interesting.
Cyclone versus Tornado, guys. I just want to picture that for a moment.
Yes!
Rematch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So we'll move on to the first round finishers, and we'll start with Cat 3. Why not? Ladies first.
Cat 3, Axbot. You know, I love the team of Cat 3, but I have never been a fan of it. I'm not a fan of any of Team Cat's robots, to be honest. That may sound like I'm being a bit mean and what have you, but just none of their bots have really impressed me.
I like the Series 6 and 7 versions because it really reminds me of Dominator 2.
Mm-hmm.
But the Axe doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of power of it. And
yeah.
This version of Cat 3, this is the Series 5 version.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, what happened? Where was the Series 6 version?
I assume it wasn't built yet. They were still in the Series 5 phase.
Huh. We'll have to. We'll have to ask the team members on Facebook on what happened there.
I assume they just didn't have the 6 version built yet. This is
maybe
still
just
the
wasn't
Series 5
ready.
version. Yeah, because this was right between Series 5 and 6. But the Cat 3, the biggest problem with it is number one, it can't self-right, which with an Axbot is no good. Not a whole lot of accuracy with the axe, and then again, when you're fighting Razor, there's really not much you can do with it, because Razor is just so nimble. There wasn't much it could do. Razor was just able to chomp into its batteries, and that was it. Sean, what do you think of Cat 3?
I think it's a nice little axe robot, but the thing was that I could tell straight away that it was going to be completely outclassed by Razor.
Yeah.
Like, I was hoping that they would get, like, maybe a strike in or two, just see what could happen. But no, Razor did not waste any time there. And unfortunately, Cat 3's armor could not hold up at all to the Crusher.
Mm-hmm.
They got one axe blow in. Does that count?
I completely forgot about that. What?
Yeah, right after they broke down, they were able to get one hit on the beak, and that was it. It did nothing.
God. That just makes me even more sad.
Razor is already filled with 360 holes, so what, is 361 holes going to do anything to it?
Nope. It's going to make it a prime number. That's what it's going to do.
You call that an axe hit. I call it weight saving.
Down it from 213 pounds to 212 pounds.
More like 213 pounds to 212.9999 or something.
Well, with that little bit of weight saved, Razor can store a bit more hate for pussycats.
Yeah. So we'll continue down the line. We'll go back to our U.S. counterparts, and we'll begin with Brawler.
Brawler. Thwackbot.
And if you want to see some international quality machines, say hello to a Thwackbot that spins at 200 RPM.
Can I just say that I am actually a huge fan of Brawler. I love its uniqueness and its originality, the sit and spin design, the dual weaponry, the what is it? The sledge on one end and the mace on the other. It's brilliant, 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 I tell you.
And I'm impressed how it's a solid machine too, and I assume all that weight goes into the armor, because when you look at the size of it and you see the weight and it weighs 214 pounds, it's like, damn, this thing must have some heavy armor on it. And yeah, there you go. I assume that's all Hardox or some kind of material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was not going to... I did like the part where it managed to take out Chomp Salah's tongue, but that was really all it was going to do to Chomp Salah.
It's the perfect shape to fit in General Chomp Salah's gullet.
Yeah. Sean, what do you think of Brawler?
Sorry, I was just thinking about General Chomp Salah biting, just putting that mace in its mouth, and I'm thinking,
come
oh
on.
no.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh god. The thing
Didn't you say that Mammoth Vord Foxic? Oh god, I'm cringing just saying that.
Yes, Mammoth Ford Foxic. I want everyone to remember that.
Ew. Brody.
And General Chomp Salah was voring Brawler as well.
Oh no!
No.
Why?
No, that's not right. That's not right.
Oh man, but seriously though, like with Brawler, like it's like I'm sure the hammer is heavy, given it ripped out like the tongue of General Chomp Salah like straight away.
I think that was
But
their
like,
mace that did it.
oh yeah. But like I don't know, like it's very like I think this was probably the team's first robot. I know they had like a robot in like Robotica, I believe.
Yeah, they had Tiger Wood.
Yeah.
Big step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like a team's first robot. Like if I like whenever you see a video of like a new team on say like Extreme Robots or something, they typically have something that looks like Brawler, and I can't say anything like terrible about it. It's for a first robot, it's not that bad. It's just obviously I don't think it was. I didn't picture it winning.
Mm.
I gotta say, well, you talk about how robots and Extreme Robots look like Brawler or something. That's basically what happened with Team Saint. The first robot they ever built,
True.
Saint.
That's really true, actually. Yeah.
Mm. I would definitely love if they built this thing in around 2017 or something, and they adapted the Melty Brain technology. What a wacky bot this would be!
Oh, that would be so much fun. I love Melties.
Mm.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. I can't lie. That I'd be very happy to see, especially if it was just rebuilt for the modern age. Like a spinner just hits it and it's still going.
I know Rossetti's Replicas built a brawler for his show, and it spins around. You'd swear it was Melty Brain powered in that game.
That's true. Yeah.
What could have used with a bit more power is a robot from a guy who has been in Robot Wars since the very beginning. It's Adam Clarke with Diesel 10. Wowat.
Wowat. Pincer.
Yeah.
Grabber.
It's
when I was a kid and I saw Wowat, it looked really cool, but of all the things Adam Clarke has built, this one's the most impractical.
Don't you mean Wowat Gwabber?
Gwabber.
Okay.
I'll be here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
You want me to do the Homestar thing? Okay. Hey, this is Wowat, and this is a Gwabble.
Tunes. It's a very weird design. It does look cool. It would probably be interesting for something in like techno games.
Yeah.
But as far as full combat goes, it just doesn't. The jaws really don't have that much reach to them.
That and the arm moves rather slow.
I think I think what happened was when Bash bit their batteries. I think that's what caused it to start derping. But
yeah.
It's
a shame we didn't get like a live demonstration for Mick Foley at the end.
I would have loved to. It would have been cool to see it actually able to get a hold of Tornado, because it does look like the kind of design that could get a hold of Tornado. But no, unfortunately, we never really got to see it in action. And it's a shame. And I do up to this point, Adam Clarke has been in the show since Series 1 and still has never won a battle. And I do love that they changed the weakness to lack of battle experience.
Again, they just didn't give one about the stat boards this time in this series.
Well, he's had how many matches were I guess it had to do with the fact that he never won a match at this point.
Just put down he's never won a fight. It's that simple.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lack of victory
it seems kind of low. I definitely put lack of battle experience. Or
nobody's gonna know who Adam Clarke is.
Fun fact, but Dan Danknick, he was also on the team.
I was gonna say that.
But I guess I don't know if it was due to contracts or Adam Clarke wants to continue his gimmick as the lone wolf. But it was just Adam Clarke on this episode.
Yeah, with Wowat, like I feel like it and some other robots, like Obwald and Overlord in BattleBots or whatnot, are in that kind of category where they'd probably be like they're great to like have a picture of because they'll grab attention, but are probably better suited to like a demonstration of what they can do rather than being put in like a fight, because robots like that look nice, but they can't really do a whole lot, if anything.
Mm. This is something I'd like to see rolling around the Robo Games arena, just holding up a beer bottle or something.
Oh god, that would be cool. Why did Robo Games have to go? That would be so awesome.
It gave us the pass the butter robot, for Christ's sake.
Yes, that thing. I think that thing was more effective than What.
Come back, Robo Games. I want unfiltered original sin.
Hey, you can always film in New Jersey. We've got places that are open.
Oh, Gary Jin, take them up on the offer. I need original sin.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think a lot of us do.
Well, I got clowns to the left of me, but to the right, I've got the Joker.
The Joker, flail spinner.
Like, I remember seeing this for the first time on Nickelodeon Robot Wars, and they hyped this robot up so much, saying it's got everything but the kitchen sink attack to that spinner. It's got hooks and flails and padlocks and steel whackers. Meanwhile, I've seen every match this robot has had. All it's had were the hooks.
All flair, all style, no substance.
Especially doesn't help when the disc spins at a grand total of 20 miles an hour.
Oh god, yeah, like that was the weird thing. Is like, okay, I don't remember Joker at all. Maybe I forgot about it, from watching Extreme Warriors in the past. But when I saw it, I was like I was thinking, this is the robot that they're acting as like the most powerful thing in existence. Like, it's not I'm not saying it's a bad robot, but
I am.
But it was like getting Razor hype, and it's like, really?
It's the No Man's Sky of Robot Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, Joker, the match against Manta was a good chance for it to prove its worth. And it landed how many hits with the disc on Manta? And did nothing? Did nothing. Of course, it knocked itself out because it decided to use its rear wedge. And what's sticking out of the rear wedge? The power link. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it was the power link or not. But, they just backed into Manta and the whole thing just stopped.
This is why you always use switches, kids.
They just uploaded, Sarah Malian just uploaded a video of Nate, other Nate being hazed by the UK people with power links.
That's what I was just thinking of that when you mentioned it. It's like, oh yeah, what is this? Is this a switch? No, it's a link, Nate. It's a link.
Poor Nate. I hope we get to hear from him again.
You'll never hear from him again.
I seriously hope that for Bugglebot Season 2 we have a Switches versus Links battle.
Oof, that'll be a mess.
Oh god, I feel like the comments will start rivaling that of Razor versus Tornado.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So, I guess we'll start talking about the matches now, and we'll start off with Manta versus Joker, and as much as we rail on Joker, I will say, this was actually a pretty decent match.
Would you say it's its best match?
As far as Joker goes, yeah, I think, as badly filmed as the tag match was, I thought that was a little bit more fun, because at least Joker went the full distance.
Yeah. As usual, it decides to use its doorstop wedge as an anti-spinner device, and guess what happens?
It got switched off.
Yes.
I love that. He was just like, oh, we're gonna stop Manta spit. Just dead.
It is good seeing Manta's spinner work. It was just taking chunks out of the wedge, and Joker's blade. Stefan Frank says, Joker's disc just doesn't have the height to hit Manta, and it's it's definitely hitting Manta. It's just not doing any damage to it.
put some good solid teeth on there. Don't just use simple flails. Flails equals fails. Unless you're nuts. Unless you're nuts too.
Unless you have the invincible power of nuts. Yeah, and then Kill-A-Lot decided to finish Joker off by a nice little OOTA, and which he certainly loves to do in this series. But hey, I'm all for it.
I will say, if you wanted to make Manta look, great, then acting like Joker's Brock Lesnar, and then Manta just comes along and just curb stomps it several times. I'm just saying, if you bought it into the kayfabe, you'd think Manta was the greatest robot to ever live.
Well, it's the greatest robot to come from the South, that's for sure.
Better than the Revolutionist?
I don't know. Don't tell Brian Nave that. Yeah, but that covers Manta versus Joker. So we'll move on to Tornado versus Wolwot, and I do have to love how Stefan Frank announces both robots as being from the UK instead of saying Tornado is from Huntington and Wolwot is from Essex.
Spoiler for the battle. Yeah, if you watch our BattleBots preview, even I mentioned the UK cities when I was doing the intros for the robots.
I don't get it. Like he gave Razor and Cat 3 intros, but not these two. Is it that hard to say Essex? There's an Essex
or Huntington.
There's an Essex and a Huntington County in New Jersey. I don't know. Maybe
I like to imagine that they just think that all American viewers just see UK teams as like all residing in villages with thatched roofs, sipping on tea, and they're like, yeah, no one will be able to tell what any of these city words mean. So we'll just say from the UK.
Hello, I'm a British person.
Oh, hello there. I'm from the UK.
Yeah, so this match, Tornado started off strong, pushing Wolwot into the CPZ, and then both Kill-A-Lot and Bash enter the corner patrol zone. Do you think that's enough?
Talk about discoordination.
Holy shit. And then, of course, Bash was able to pinch Wolwot's side and took out the batteries, and then it was all Tornado from there.
Yeah, as I said, I don't really see Wolwot's weaponry being that effective. Like, it may have picked up Tornado for a few cups of coffee, but how's that? That's pretty much all it could do.
Well, if there is one solace for Adam Clarke, since he did come to this event, he did get to witness Cyclone in action, and of course, that led to the creation of 259. So, hey, yes. Good things are on the rise for Adam Clarke. At least for a Best Design award entry. Yeah.
Oh man. I will say, like, when Bash went over to Wolwot, I knew Wolwot wasn't going to win anyway, but then Bash just grabbed a hold of Wolwot and just started dragging it away, and I was thinking, Jesus Christ, Bash, calm down.
Yeah, calm your titties, Bash.
Oh,
to quote Mr. Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah. When you said Mr. Psycho, I know you mean Mike, but my brain, just for a moment there, just pictured the house robot saying that.
I don't know. What kind of voice do you think Mr. Psycho would have?
I'm just expecting him to be like that really deep, gravelly... I'm trying to think of what's a UK actor with like a really deep, gravelly sort of voice? He's going to sound like Big Mac from Tugs.
Probably could.
Sloth from the Goonies.
Hey, you guys!
Terrible.
Actually, no, he'd sound like Andre the Giant.
Sure.
Oh my god, yes. Andre the Giant was barely decipherable as it is. If you give him something like a Liverpool accent, then you will have no clue what he's saying.
Yeah, but I think, is there anything else to say about this match? Tornado pitted Wolwot, and I do love how Wolwot was trying to get out of the pit.
Yeah. No, guys, I can still get out. I can get out of it. Oh, forget it.
And then it's over, and Adam Clarke gives his best mean face to the camera.
Wolwot drags itself out and just flips off Tornado.
Yeah, but Tornado gets the win, and we'll move on to General Chomp Salah versus a giant chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, oh. May I?
Go
Can
ahead.
I please?
Do it.
This looks like a fucking chocolate chip cookie.
God damn it. Anything's a chocolate chip cookie if you put your mind to it.
I don't know. I was getting hungry watching this match. Although
clearly General Chomp Salah was hungry.
Unfortunately, they wouldn't be able to taste the chocolatey goodness since they didn't have a tongue.
Well, that is sad.
Yeah.
I wept.
Yeah, well, this was vintage Chomp Salah, just grabbing hold of Brawler, just running it into the pit button and just putting it right in. It was like, say what you will about Chomp Salah, but this was some really good driving from them, just getting in there and doing the business.
Like, it generally Chomp Salah, like when it got that in action, like I was surprised at how well it was able to, control the fight. Like, I knew Brawler was gonna win anyway, but I assumed like Brawler would be able to hold General Chomp Salah off a little longer than it did.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I was reading the results of this and I saw the draw, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna last like 30 seconds. But no, Brawler was hanging on in there for a while. But I think if they had put a bit more emphasis into spinning, because it didn't look like they were doing a lot of spinning in this match. I don't know. Maybe Brawler was having problems. Maybe they were worn out from their epic run to the Heat final in the U.S. Championship. But yeah, this was all Chomp Salah. Anything else to say?
Not really, to be honest. I think we covered it there.
Everybody just thought everybody fell asleep right there. Yeah, so we'll move on to the long-awaited Lost Razor battle, Razor versus Cat 3. And it was every Razor match you've ever seen. Razor just grabs hold of them, noms into them a few times, Cat 3 breaks down, Razor puts it into the pit. The end. Yeehaw.
I mean, I can't lie, it was satisfying for me personally just to watch Razor pierce into another robot. But bloody hell, part of me was hoping Cat 3 against all odds would be able to, put up a reasonable fight. But no, Razor completely, just outdrove it. Razor, there was no hope for Cat 3 in this fight. Like, it was such an outclassing, really.
If there's one thing I did like about this match, it was when Cat 3 gets pushed over the floor spinner, and then Cat 3's axe hits the floor spinner, and you hear a loud ding. I'm not sure that was a sound effect. I think that was a legit effect that they put the Cat 3 was able to get. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this match.
I mean, I think the fight can be summed up with what Keith Williams said. Well, that was a catastrophe.
I'm disappointed. Like, there is a gimmick for Extreme Warriors where the losers of the matches cut a promo after the match. I'm disappointed they only had the Cat 3 team do it. Like, I would have loved to hear Adam Clarke cut a promo, or the Joker team, or we heard the Joker team. Maybe, I don't know, Razor cut a promo, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know why, but I was just thinking of Adam Clarke, and I just pictured him doing the CM Punk pipe bomb for Robot Wars.
He kind of does look a bit like CM Punk now, doesn't he?
I think that's why my brain's thinking of that. It's just like, oh god.
just give him a bunch of tattoos.
Oh, Adam Clarke's hard enough as it is. He doesn't need the tattoos to enhance his appearance.
Yeah. Nate, anything to say about this match? You've been sleepy for a bit.
He's dead.
Oh,
He's
no.
Dead, Jim.
We killed Nate.
Nate.
Oh, no, I muted my microphone.
Oops.
Say.
Oh.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, because I know, Brandon, you don't listen to the Attitude Era podcast. I do.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, but you're not a regular listener like I am. But like when they were reviewing the height of the Attitude Era, I feel with Razor the way Billy Keeble feels about the New Age Outlaws, in that, you love them when you're a kid, but once you actually start paying attention to how it works and all that stuff, it basically starts to depreciate.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the case with Razor for me. So, yeah, Razor gets the win, and of course we'll move on to the semifinals featuring 3 of the 4 World Championship finalists. It's Manta, Chomp Salah, Razor, and Tornado. And this first match was Manta versus Chomp Salah, and it was actually shaping up to be a really good match. Manta was getting hits in, took out a hubcap. And
Entanglement, that's illegal.
Entanglement. And then, Chomp Salah was able to get a hold of Manta's disc and was hanging on in there, which was a really cool visual. And then Chomp Salah just rams Manta into the wall, and Manta just derps.
Don't know if it's the drive motors or the batteries, but either way, Manta's a great robot when it works.
Yeah. And I don't know, because the disc, the disc was going full power. I don't know, maybe they dropped a chain or something?
I think that might have been the case. One of their chains must have gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Or no, keep going. Say something, Sean. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, it's a shame, but I think this is just one of the... It seems to be that's the problem sometimes when it comes to certain robots is you can have, people with the shiniest, flashiest looking robot that looks like it could take on the world, but at the end of the day, once reliability comes into the mix, oh look, there we go, there goes the chain.
I do say it was shaping up to be a good match. They only showed a minute and a half of footage of this match. If the other 3 minutes was just Chomp Salah nudging Manta around, good God. What a minus 5-star match that would have been.
I hope the 3 minutes was just Manta trying to get the eye out of the spinner.
That would have been funny, but
Oh, hold on, guys! Time out! Hold on, I just got to get this out. Oh, it's stuck in my hair. Basically, that fight there.
He's trying to think of a joke.
I don't have any jokes for this one. Sean basically said it for me.
Yeah.
And also, you're just we're all too sad by Manta losing to come up with many jokes for this.
R.I.P. Manta. Jeff Sesnick, he did have a few. He competed in the in a match in the North Carolina robot street fight.
Not the North Kakalaki street fight.
Yeah, and he's shown he still has Manta in his workshop, but he doesn't compete anymore. Yeah, but
what a shame.
It's good to see that he still has it, because unfortunately I know quite a few people who throw their robots out once they're done with them.
Yeah, it's like when you saw that shot of Don Hudson's workshop and you saw Tazbot and Dissector.
Yeah.
It's always nice to know that he still has those machines.
Yeah, and Tommy Brewster, he's trying to sell his Tauron bots, and it's like, come on, dude, hang on to those things. They'll give you memories of when you competed on Robot Wars.
I think considering how much success he has on BattleBots, I think he wants to forget.
Yeah.
I think the US needs to have something like Robo Nerd, what King B's done, where obviously where teams bring out all their old robots, so everyone can have a look at them still.
Make it like a static display at Comic-Con or something. Get Discovery to sponsor it or something like that.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
I'd love to see a static display of my favorite BattleBots robot of all time. Buddy Lee don't play in the street.
I knew you were going to say that.
Actually, no. My favorite U.S. combat robot of all time, and Sean, this might come as a shock to you, but La Machine.
Oh, Bot 56.
Yes, the original Wedge.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I have seen pictures of it currently, and it still looks in good shape.
If it gets new, I still say that if you put new armor on it, it could actually compete with some of the best robots today.
Maybe.
Listen, it's in good shape because, as we all know, it ends up winning this next season of BattleBots.
Hey, spoiler alert!
Still managed to work it into the promotional material.
I love that. I hope they never stop. I hope they never stop doing that. And by the time we're like, okay, the joke's getting old, guys, La Machine actually shows up.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Maybe they'll have it in a little bonus battle. Maybe a Legends battle, Nightmare versus La Machine.
Hopefully no dinosaurs interfere with this Rumble.
Oh, let's not go there, but...
Well, it's time, guys. We must talk about this match.
And I'll just say this. Tornado randomness aside, it was a great fight.
It wasn't as good as the Series 6 battle, I think, but it was still a nice competitive back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is surprising.
Razor was able to get some good crushes in on Tornado's cage. Tornado was able to pull Razor around. Like, it's one of those fights where, it's lost and people talk about it, but you don't know what happened. And when you finally see it, you think, that was a good match.
And that's why I was excited to get a hold of these episodes, because I wanted to see this lost Razor versus Tornado match, because I heard there was some controversy behind this match too, and that Razor was cheated out of this match, and because and if you look, the controversy comes when Tornado loses the weapon motor on its disc, and apparently Null Sharky thought the motor came out of Razor.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, where in God's name would a motor of this type appear out of Razor?
This is why it should be essential to have the judges watch the fight back.
But like they did that. Like, it took 45 minutes for them to review the friggin' U.S. Grand Final match between these two. But this match, well, since it is a side competition, I guess not much emphasis was put into it.
Even so, though, guys, you should have just picked up the motor and said, okay, whose motor is this?
Even Stefan Frank mentioned that it looked like the motor came out of Tornado's frame.
When Stefan Frank is more insightful than you are.
That's why I hope that Stefan becomes the third commentator for the next season of BattleBots. Because
my thought, sorry you interrupt, but my thought was, like, when you said about, like, just asking, all I was thinking was, who dropped their motor? Razor did it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but like, I think I actually enjoyed this fight more than the grand final, because for me the grand final was more just Tornado rammed it for a while, then Razor kind of just lifted it and kind of floundered about, whereas this was like a more simple back and forth between the robots where it looked like either one could win rather than a straight up outclassing.
Yeah, I mean, the part where Razor just lifts Tornado up in the air like that looks awesome. That's why I made that the screenshot for the match, because that is an awesome visual.
Yeah, and it didn't get like fully stuck like it did in like the grand final, like where it was just like, oh yeah, that's not coming off.
Okay, you can separate us. We can separate now. Anybody?
Some say that they're still connected to this day.
We're like brothers.
That's why Spectre came to be. They're the offspring of Razor and Tornado.
Oh my god.
Oh, bad things happened. It was a close match, although when Andrew Marchant, when I shared the match on the Facebook page, and he said they cut out a lot. Like, a lot of this match was Tornado pushing Razor around. But they edit all that out just to make Razor look strong.
You know, we've laughed at the shoddy editing in this episode, but I feel that this was one of the better edited matches to me. It really sort of showed the best bits from each bot in this match.
Yeah.
I know it bears repeating. I know I said before, but it bears repeating. I felt bad. I genuinely did feel bad for Team Tornado in this. Like, I love both teams, but when it was like, the winner is Team Tornado, boo, 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 like basically pelting rotten fruit at them as they try and explain that. I was like, oh my god, leave them alone.
Thank God they had those screens.
Leave Tornado alone, you bastards.
Nope. Yeah. Oh. Don't worry, we have Bombshell to make fun of now.
Oh,
We'll
God.
find a new joke robot for Series 8 of BattleBots.
Mm,
No, Series 9, excuse
Series
me.
9. It's Series 4 now. The original BattleBots didn't exist. There is only Series 4 now.
And thank God for that, because
Yeah.
the format of the new season is so much better.
I love the new format, and I'm glad they're going with it, because it gives everyone a chance to fight.
Oh, definitely. I think nowadays I don't like for a televised show. I don't think you could ever do the single elimination
No.
format anymore.
Like
Double elimination or the Swiss format works best for TV.
Oh.
yeah, and like I don't want to fly all the way out to California just to lose a match immediately. Like I kind of made that mistake when I went to Robo Games in 2016, and I ended up jobbing to a D2 kit in the second round.
But like I will say, like for the fights that I've seen of Robo games, like where they do have the double elimination format, I feel like that's always a better solution because, oh my God, like I don't know if anyone else will remember this, but when Paul Ventimiglia entered Nighthawk and Nighthawk lost in a controversial fashion due to what the referee thought was a pin, but actually it was the robots were stuck.
Mm.
Could you imagine if it was single elimination and Paul had to
Oh,
pack up and go
yikes.
home?
Mm.
Yikes.
It's like, thank God for the double elimination
Yes.
format.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Mm.
The robot gods show mercy.
Yeah.
Amen.
Oh my God, the worst bit is when the stream went live was just after that fight. So if it had been single elimination, I would have gone onto the stream. The stream would have gone live. Oh, Paul Ventimiglia is out. Wait, what?
I would have had Hal Rucker's face. After
Yeah.
that, I'm like, yeah, you can't see my face now, but
I can picture it. That's all I need.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, that covers Razor versus Tornado 3.0. So the final is General Chomp Salah representing the good old U.S. versus Tornado from the soon-to-be Brexited UK. There's not much to say about this match. It was remember the Tornado match against Philipper in the European Championship? That was kind of this match.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, this episode really did feel like the European Championship in a way. Like it ended with Tornado winning. You had the Razor versus Tornado Crusher fiasco. Yeah, you had some upsets here and there, and then yada yada. But this match, I think, only lasted, a minute? And most of it was just General Chomp Salah trying to vor shunt.
God.
Oh, you had to go there.
Why not? We're the hardcore podcast, yo.
Nothing's more hardcore than boring.
I'm hungry right now.
Oh no!
No. I'll grab a sandwich after we're done here. But
like,
yeah, Tornado just pushed Chomp Salah towards the pit. Chomp Salah couldn't get away, and into the hole you go. And that was it.
The thing with Rambots is like apart from those odd moments like Storm 2 versus oh my God, I can't believe my brain's forgotten the name. The axe bot that it rammed out of the arena in
Steel
Series
Avenger.
7. That's it, thank you. Like apart from those moments, Rambots typically don't have those big flashy moments. But the thing about obviously that I like about Tornado and whatnot is just how scarily efficient they can be. It's why Original Sin is often one I do enjoy watching. And yeah, but the one thing I will say that can be a problem is most of the time you already know going in who's going to win. And I had no doubt in my mind who was coming out the victor in this one.
Yeah. Because lol, UK must always win. But fear not! One day I will come over there to Bugglebot and I will get my independence for my country again. You can count on that.
I bet back then they were thinking one day the US will invade the main series, then we'll see who has the last laugh.
Yeah.
Then Cafard happened.
Oh!
Oh, Don't remind me.
Kafar!
What a dumpster fire that episode was.
We still love you, Team Toad.
Yeah, we still love you, Fuzzy. Good luck in the newest BattleBots.
Texas Twister is terrifying.
It looks horrifying, and I can't wait to see what it does.
It also, sorry to go slightly off topic there, but I remember watching the video like of them testing the spinner and how when they moved, the spinner almost went like an axle bar, and I'm thinking, could you imagine that thing like if it somehow functioned successfully as this spinner axle bot? Oh.
That'd be creepy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, but with that text noise, we come to the end of this particular episode, and I will say this, even though the UK won, I still enjoyed this episode.
Oh, this is a great one.
Yes, and for that, I give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
Yeah, I'm also going to give it a 7. Like, I remember going into it, I was thinking, side series. I've watched other Robot Wars side series and not been incredibly impressed. And so I was thinking, oh yeah, this is probably going to be okay at best, but not anything special. No, I was actually rather satisfied with the whole thing.
I will say this, I think the side events of Extreme Warriors I found to be a lot more fun than the main series championships. I think it has to do with the gimmick. Because like the Annihilator was a lot of fun, and the Tag Team Terror, yeah, the matches weren't good, but I do like the idea of tag matches and stuff, and the International Championship, just having bots from 2 different countries just fighting it out, and it especially helps when you've got some familiar UK machines in this episode, like Razor and Tornado, just doing what they do best and showing why they were so successful in the UK. Just coming here and showing us Americans what they're capable of, as Scott Steiner would say.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, all in all, I think that was a pretty damn good episode, to be quite honest, and I was glad it wasn't just a bunch of jobber American robots like what was done in Series 10.
Oh God, yes.
Dude, stop bringing that up.
Series 10. Yeah, but yeah, that finishes this episode, and next week it's the last episode of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. And
oh dear, how sad. Never mind.
Yeah. But it is the big boss battle, the House Robot Rebellion.
Woo!
Yep. Featuring such epic, powerful machines to take on the House bots like Snakebite and Paul Bunyan and Rosie the Riveter and Night Stalker and Buzz and Ninjutsu and Medusa Oblongata and Snookums.
Yes, I was waiting for you to say that one.
You know what this means, Nate? Guess who we're inviting back for the next review?
Oh, I can't wait.
We're at
Sharko.
Ed Robinson.
The captain is back on board for the big season finale of this particular episode, and perfect timing, because right after we're done with Extreme Warriors, it's the debut of BattleBots.
Oh, and, man.
Yep, we finished recording the preview, and I just finished editing, and it's uploaded onto Patreon for early viewings, though I do have to go back and edit out some of the dead air for the first part. But
I have to say, I am looking forward to the next episode. The captain of Team Shark Opry and being involved and whatnot with the next episode. And I'm going to listen to it, and so should everyone listening to this podcast.
Yes, absolutely. So, a lot of stuff coming up. I'll have part 1 of the BattleBots preview re-edited and uploaded. I'd say Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe, and because then I have to go out to Colossal Con for a robot event, and that's going to be a trip. But then when I get back, I'll release the second half of the preview, and then we'll do the House Robot Rebellion episode with Ed Robinson. And then it's the debut of BattleBots. So, a lot to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sean, it was great having you on for this review.
It's been fun to be on, to be honest.
Yeah, hey, you're great fun.
We're hoping to get you back.
Yeah.
Yay! I've been accepted.
Welcome to the land of hardcore, and hopefully Jim Jamatic doesn't put you in his basement.
The last time someone said "Welcome to the land of hardcore," I had all my clothes off.
Oh dear God! Don't worry, I am wearing pants right now, but I'm not wearing a shirt. So.
Oh.
No, I'm clothed now. I'm just joking with you guys. I'm not that obscene.
This podcast has been plenty obscene as it is.
Yeah. So, but we've been going on for over an hour now. So until next week, guys. I'm the Hardcore Kid.
And I'm Otaku Nate.
I'm thedominusignis.
Peace out and cease.
Tornado still cheated.
Boo!